In North Dakota, the Purifiers attacked our base, and Agent Morales wants to know who's responsible. A fire at a church was so hot that it melted the walls. Morales thinks a guy named Risman might be involved, but it's hard to be sure, because many bodies were burned in the fire. Maria Hill says to keep it a secret, until we figure out if there are more Purifier agents in S.H.I.E.L.D. Another agent found more bodies underground, making the situation even worse. 11 hours ago, Matthew Risman, addressing X-Force from an institute, declares his intent to kill another mutant, despite having taken many from the same institution before. Wolverine responds with a firm declaration that Risman is now a dead man. Risman tells that Cyclops told X-Force to deal with the Purifiers, but Rahne went against his advice and got caught. She got hurt with a bullet in her knee. X-23 shares that Rahne was given drugs, specifically heroin. Even though Risman is a man of God, he threatens bad things if they don't give up. He says he's human and has limits, warning that Rahne might suffer forever in hell if they don't surrender. Wolverine tells X-23 to listen to Risman, orders to protect Rahne, even though X-23 thinks Risman is lying. Wolverine doesn't want to risk Rahne's life, based on just a feeling. X-23 threatens Risman, saying they're all in trouble. Risman notices X-23's killer instincts, saying she was made for murder, and guessing she's thinking of 11 ways to kill him. X-23 corrects him, saying it's actually 27 ways. She insists Risman won't kill Rahne, and says this is a mistake. Wolverine tells X-23 to stop, and Risman orders to tie them all up. Wolverine is upset, because normally he would have attacked someone like Risman for what he did. But now, he has to be responsible and in control. A Purifier notices X-23 holding something, but he doesn't know what it is. X-23 doesn't listen to Wolverine, and presses a detonator that makes a big explosion. The building gets destroyed, and everything is on fire. X-23 says that the backup plan is in action. The person they were after, Risman, is still alive and moving. X-23 is going after him. Wolverine is in pain, but worried because X-23 is going after Risman. He needs to find Jimmy. Warpath asks about Rahne, and Wolverine tells him that Risman took her. Despite Warpath being okay, Wolverine emphasizes the urgency of reaching X-23, before Rahne is in danger. Risman tells Purifiers to kill X-23 as she follows him. X-23 says, she got rid of some targets but ran out of bullets. She keeps chasing Risman, sees 2 known people, but can't spot the last one. X-23 feels like she failed. In the Colorado Rocky Mountains, Wolverine is upset because X-23 rigged the place to explode. He's worried about Warpath and Rahne, saying they can't survive like Wolverine and X-23 can. X-23 defends her choice, saying they survived. Warpath blame X-23 for not saving Rahne from Risman. Wolverine questions her decision, and Cyclops explains that X-23's mission was to kill Risman, not to rescue anyone. Cyclops says Wolverine is responsible for Rahne's situation. Warren appears, asking whose life is in danger. Wolverine points to Cyclops, who's in charge. Cyclops admits it's complicated, but Warren insists on knowing. Warpath interrupts, revealing that Rahne has been captured by the Purifiers. Warren wants to tell others and find Rahne, but Cyclops disagrees. He thinks Rahne is safe for now, and involving the X-Men might make things worse. Warpath wonders why Rahne went alone, and Cyclops reveals that Reverend Craig, who raised Rahne, has joined the Purifiers. This news shocks Wolverine, as the Reverend had mistreated Rahne in the past. Warpath and Rahne used to share stories about their families when they first met. Warpath talked about his brother Johnny, and Rahne spoke about Reverend Craig. Rahne revealed that Reverend Craig believed she was a test from God, a living sin that needed cleansing. However, she had to find out the truth about him on her own. Recently, she shared that Craig wasn't just the man who raised her, but also her biological father. Reverend Craig says Rahne is not his child but Satan's daughter. He insists she calls him Reverend. Rahne asks why he's with the Purifiers, and Craig reveals he believes Rahne is a demonic presence on Earth. He thought he was alone in opposing her, but now he understands his suffering is connected to her existence. Rahne pleads with him to stop, but Craig declares himself her inquisitor, wanting to hear her sins, and make her amend for what he sees as her wickedness in polluting Eden. Bastion asks Risman what he's doing, and Risman explains that Reverend Stryker told Rahne Sinclair to do something important. Bastion interrupts to kill the mutant. Risman is surprised and tries to explain the plan, but Bastion says they checked, and it's very likely to fail, and it's already starting to go wrong. Bastion tells Matthew Risman that the X-Men, including Wolverine, Warpath, and X-23, are coming after him. They are attacking Purifier bases to find their teammate, willing to hurt and kill any Purifier they encounter. Bastion warns Risman that they will eventually find and kill him too. Warpath is unsure if Wolverine will really go through with a violent action. Wolverine confirms he will, and begins interrogating a Purifier, explaining how he'll keep the person alive despite the pain. Warpath questions Wolverine and X-23 about their seeming indifference to the violence. X-23 doesn't understand the question. Wolverine eventually finds the needed location during the conversation. Risman says, Reverend Stryker told him to protect the Oracle, and create the choir if Stryker ever died, and that's what he plans to do. Bastion criticizes Stryker, but Risman defends him, saying Stryker brought Bastion back to life. Bastion questions why Risman isn't following the mission to eliminate mutants, calling him defective. Risman insists he's not defective and agrees to listen. Bastion and William Stryker think the X-Men are a big problem, and they believe no earthly force can completely get rid of them. Risman asks if there's no way to stop the X-Men, but Bastion corrects him, saying there's another solution, not from Earth. Meanwhile, a Purifier says they're getting close to the coordinates and asks to slow down. Bastion talks about a creature that can absorb living things and gain intelligence. The X-Men left it in the ocean, where it grew and evolved. Risman asks how they'll find it, and Bastion says the creature will find them. Risman worries it might harm those searching for it, but Bastion explains they've given the Purifiers a special word, Warlock, that the creature will respond to. Risman asks the name of the creature, and Bastion says it's called Magus.